Fox Sports Trending now.
The NFL Network says that the appeal hearing for Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott could go until tomorrow. The appeal started today in Manhattan as Elliott was suspended 6 games for violating the NFL's policy on domestic abuse. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for, new or used. Visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Matthew Stafford of the Detroit Lions is now the highest-paid player in the NFL. Quarterback got a 5-year, $137 million extension from the team yesterday.
I've made Detroit my home. I've learned to embrace everything good, bad about the city. I think that's what's great about the people of Detroit. It's not always perfect, but the fabric of the city is amazing, and it's a really tight-knit community. I've enjoyed my time. I know I'm going to enjoy the next 6 years and hopefully more after that.
At the U.S. Open, men's top seed Rafael Nadal, a straight-set winner today.
Your shot at a trip to our iHeart Radio Music Festival now. Text the keyword casino to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeart Radio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's casino to 200-200.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
Finally, Clemson Sports Talk has come back to Columbia. Hello, everybody. Lawton Swan back in the saddle once again. 316 Greystone Boulevard. Fast-paced, action-packed, hurry-up and no-huddle sports talk programming for you. Fox Sports Radio 1400 in the Midlands. Heard around the world on the iHeart Radio app and broadcasting live on ClemsonSportsTalk.com. 803-978-1832 is the number. 803-978-1832. Lowell, the producer, in studio. Matt Dowell in studio from Watch Fox today. We're going to do a whole lot of different things here on the program tonight, including here from Dabo Swinney, Christian Wilkins. We've got Michael Felder from the Bleacher Report lined up to join us in hour number 2. Matt's going to be here for an hour, breaking Matt and Lowell together on Thursday, barring that today's show goes without any major hiccups from Lowell and the rookie monster Matt. We'll find out how that goes in just a little bit. But before we hear from Dabo Swinney, I'll pass the microphone over to Lowell, the producer, here hanging out with us today. Looking rather dapper, I might say, inside with your Clemson polo on. Just a couple of days out from the Tigers opener against Kent State. I can feel you stepping your game up, especially in the fashion department right now. What's going on, Lowell?
Bada boom. Realest champs in the room. How you doing?
Feeling good, man. I'm ready. Look at you. What's going on with that?
I like this polo. I don't know.
Your mom finally did the laundry and you just
Something
went
like
and
that.
got it?
Something
Because
like
I know
that, yeah.
you didn't. I know you didn't do that.
Oh, come on. Come on now.
Let's be honest.
I do my own laundry.
Oh,
come on.
I hope your mom's not listening. This is not going to go well when you get home.
By the way, my boy Enzo More, who my intro is an homage to, won his first cruiserweight match last night, so I'm really excited about that.
Well,
he's joined the new cruiserweight division.
His old partner's on the shelf with a knee injury for 6-8 months, something like that.
It's karma. It's karma for you.
We'll see where it is. Well, I'll tell you what. First, let's get things rolling. Dabo Swinney today sat down. It's a Talking Tuesday, of course. He talked about Kelly Bryant. He talked about some surprises on this roster, and he talked about the fact of what happens if Kelly Bryant goes down, and of course, kind of dove into a little bit of the quarterback depth. So we hear from Dabo Swinney here on Clemson Sports Talk tonight.
Might surprise some people there. I think we're really good at running back. I think we got some guys that can play, and you're going to see them all. You'll see all these backs as we go through the course of the season, and they can all play, and I think play at a high level for us. So I'm really that might surprise some people, but I think. Most people expect us to be pretty good in the trenches. We got a lot of guys back there, so I don't think that's going to be a surprise. And I think we're going to probably the other surprise would be how we play at quarterback. I think we got good players there, and I think that position is going to be very productive for us, starting with Kelly. No question. I mean, we haven't always had that situation where we really feel like we got multiple guys. That we could go win with. I think we got 3 guys that we could win with, if it need be.
And I also I also want to play one little extra tidbit here from Dabo Swinney talking about Kelly Bryant that I did not just play for you.
I just want to see him do what he's done on the practice field. I mean, just be the same guy that he's been in practice, because he's if he'll just do 70% of what I've seen on the practice field, he's going to be a really good player. So, just hadn't had a chance to go see him play, other than what we do on the practice field every day and scrimmages and so forth. But that's really it. Just translate it to game day.
There you go. Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney today talking about your Clemson Tigers. Kelly Bryant, some surprises there. Interestingly, he talked about the running back situation. Talking about all four guys getting out there on the field. And our guy is, as Jeff Scott, co-offensive coordinator likes to call him, Travis Etienne. I call him Travis Etienne. Mama named him Etienne. I'm going to call him Etienne. Travis Etienne, of course, the freshman, going to get a chance to perhaps play for this Clemson Tiger team in 2017. But without further ado, sitting across from me, not only Lowell the intern today, but joining the show for the first time from Watch Fox right here in the Midlands, Matt Dowell. Follow him on Twitter at the Matt Dowell, not to be confused with all the fake Matt Dowells out there. Matt, what's going on, bud? How are you?
What's up, guys? I'm excited to be here. You've been on our show, Solid Orange, for so many times, Lawton. It was time for me to return the favor and come back.
Well, I feel pretty solid about the show when I'm on there, by the way, talking about Solid Orange.
We all have opinions, so.
Well, that's true.
No, you do
guys
a great
do
job.
a good job. I want to tell you this, man. I want to commend you guys over there at Watch Fox. Just for the folks in the Midlands that maybe don't know, you guys every night put on a local
30-minute
sports telecast. Some nights you feature high school football. Some nights you feature the Gamecocks. Other nights you feature the Tigers. And there's no other channel in the Midlands doing anything like that right now. I think it's unique and awesome, man.
Yeah, every night at 11 o'clock on Watch Fox, we have every night is a different theme. So Monday is the Gamecocks. Tuesday is our huddle show with our entire sports team. We kind of talk about the biggest stories nationally and locally. We try and change it up a bit since we do so many Gamecock Tiger stories.
Sure.
Wednesday is Solid Orange for all the Clemson fans who want to watch that. Courtney King hosts that show, and it's a really good one. Thursday is a high school show. We do a lot of high school sports. And then Friday is our fifth quarter show, which is our live high school football highlight show that Mike Yuva and I host. So it's a lot of work, but we love it.
And the thing about high school football, man, in this area,
it's so fun.
God, isn't it? It's crazy.
I love it.
Well, and there's two kind of thought processes I have on high school football in the area. One, I always worry about our smaller schools.
Yeah.
I worry about our rural
like the Skeezas of the world, or
no. I'm from Barnwell, like the Barnwells of the world.
Okay.
They can. The problem being, when I was younger, television would go to cover it because you didn't have the websites that were getting the coverage, and because of that fact, I mean, there would be a media presence that no longer exists in some of these smaller towns because that was the only place that you could get that information at the time. But I think what's valuable with what you guys are still doing with that is you're keeping those storylines alive for those teams because you're covering more than the typical news department might, and then having the backbone of the entire week, kind of to be there to build that audience. Not if you're just doing that on a Friday night.
Yeah.
It's possibility that people aren't in tune with, I got to flip over to Watch Fox to catch this sports segment, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
But you're building that through the week so that there's a benefit on the back end for those, for those high school players. I think there's a lot of value in that.
And social media is so big now, that's a huge part of it. Not only do you have your shows, but you got to put everything online, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat. There's so many things nowadays that kids want to see themselves on, not even just on TV. So there's so many avenues now, which can be challenging in the TV world, but it's also fun.
No, and I've had a blast with it. I'll tell you this: the first time I ever went over there was probably 2 or 3 years ago. Corey Miller, who actually used to host the show before me here on what was at the time, 560 the team. Yeah, 560 the team before we became Fox Sports Radio 1400. Corey Miller hosted that show before me, and of course he said, "Hey, Swanee, why don't you come on? We'll do a little segment." It wasn't Solid Orange. Corey's not hosting Solid Orange, but he means the Gamecock that he is. But Corey had the little news segment that we would do, and I remember the first time they put me in front of where you do your little news brief.
Were you nervous?
During they didn't have a table or anything in front of me.
Really?
So I felt like it's on YouTube. You know, it's one's posted to YouTube.
It's like Ricky Bobby, what do I do with my hands?
Yes, and of course when you're watching it, and for people that don't know, when you're doing the show live, a lot of the what I'd call the bottom third or the overlays and stuff that eventually are kind of put in the post process for some degree, everything wasn't there. So I mean, it really looked like to me I was just going to see the bottom half of my waist, and I knew my hands were there. Now, fortunately, when the show comes on, there was a bunch of stuff underneath, and I scroll the ticker and the time and the weather. I was a nervous wreck. I'm like, I finished up. I said, what do I do with my hands?
I know. You know what's weird is, I mean, I'm an infant in the TV world. You know, I'm only 26. I've been in the game about 3 years now, but it's weird how I'm not nervous anymore. I used to get really nervous every single time before I go on camera. Yeah. And now I guess it's just, you know, just like anything, I guess you just do repetition so much that you get used to it. Like, you're probably not nervous doing the show anymore, are you?
No.
No.
No. I not at all. I mean, most of the time I could walk in here straight off of just being asleep for a week and be ready to roll. But you know, the other thing, too, is with what you guys are doing over there at Watch Fox, it's a great core group. And whether you've got to sit in, you know, whenever Coco King, as I like to call her, is out. That's my girl, Coco.
Court sport.
Yeah, court sport. Anytime she's out and you got to fill in, you got a good rotation, man. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks.
So
I appreciate it.
Well, let me ask you.
Yeah.
We better get this out on the table. You're not an anti-Clemson guy, but you're not a Clemson guy.
No, I'm not. But I am an ACC guy.
Yeah.
I went to Wake Forest for my undergrad, and then I went to Syracuse, which I still don't like that they're an ACC school. They're still a Big East school in my mind, just because I think that that's where all their history is. But I guess they've been in the conference for a few years now that they are ACC. But that's where I got my master's. So I am an Orange fan, but not the Clemson Orange. I'm the Syracuse Orange.
Well, it's a heck of a broadcasting and journalism.
Yeah, it's number one. So I almost passed out when I got in.
Yeah, they wanted me, but I was busy.
Oh, yeah. They actually had that on the wall up there. They had Lawton Swan got in, but too busy.
But turned us down, right? Exactly. Again, you can follow Matt on Twitter at the Matt Dowell, not to be confused. So I got to
all those fake ones. All those imposters.
So like I got in the Twitter game early.
Oh,
at Clemson Sports. Obviously, I was there pretty early because Clemson didn't get that.
Yeah.
So I beat them to the party. Was Matt Dowell already taken?
I don't remember. You know, I got Twitter pretty early when it was first created. Because, you know, when I was in high school, it's kind of when social media blew up. So I got Facebook first, and then I really just got on Twitter to follow like my favorite athletes.
Right.
Like it wasn't really like a social thing at that point. It was really just I knew a lot of my favorite athletes had Twitter, so I just wanted one to get on it. I never ever planned on actually like using Twitter that much. I just wanted it to see, you know, what they were saying and all that. I think it was in like 2009, my senior year of high school.
Sure.
So I don't remember even, you know, how I came up with the name or anything like that, but I don't know if there was a Matt Dowell. I don't remember.
For the record, at Matt Dowell is taken.
Oh,
on Twitter.
okay.
Who is this?
Who
guy?
is it?
Who is this imposter?
Doesn't say. It just says he joined May 2009.
Okay, that might have been after. I can't remember. I did join that year, but I don't remember when.
He's probably so jealous of you because you're the Matt Dowell and he's not. I can only imagine.
I don't know.
Let's talk about this, though. Clemson Tigers, Dabo Swinney today, Talking Tuesday.
Yeah.
In front of
the media. He can talk, man.
He can.
I love it, though. He gives us a lot of content.
He does. Coach Swinney, I always joke, Coach Swinney, what'd you think about the first quarter of the game? Well, I was born in Pelham, Alabama.
Yeah. That was the first quarter of my life.
right. So it's always something like that. But in terms of Clemson, in your opinion, as a observer who's not
like
a Clemson
neutral,
Tiger guy, neutral observer, you lose Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, huge.
You can't put a value on that, in my opinion. I mean, he's so
amazing
good.
watching him at Bank of America, by the way. Just a little tidbit. I was there. It was awesome.
Well, he's so good.
Yeah.
And you saw that at Bank of America Stadium. Kelly Bryant, you've seen him a little bit, not a lot.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Zarek Cooper. You haven't seen Hunter Johnson. Honest observer, outsider looking in, how big of a deal in terms of Clemson Tiger fans that believe they can make a run in the college football playoff, people who are as pessimistic as anybody and go, well, we're going to go 8-4 in the regular season. Yeah. How big of a deal is it, in your opinion, that you don't have a Deshaun Watson and you got to go with really an unknown no matter who's out there?
Yeah, I think it's hard because I think it's a lot of pressure for Kelly. Personally, can you imagine having to follow someone like that? It's like you going on after Dan Patrick. I mean,
or Dan Patrick having going after me one way or the other.
Exactly, but I just think that it's interesting to see. I was surprised to see that for Dabo to say that we'll be surprised at Kelly Bryant's play, because from what I've heard in the Clemson world, there's actually a lot of hype around Kelly Bryant. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but everyone that I have talked to is saying that he's going to do big things, including Deshaun himself, who, tweeted out that this is his team now. He's a great athlete and all that. I have not seen him play very much at all, just some of the practice sessions. Sure. But I think the beginning of the season is going to be huge, because I think it's going to be important for him and whoever else, they put in there to get off to a great start. And I think that there's going to be a little bit of an atmosphere change with it, because it was Deshaun's team for so long. He was the face of the program. Now he's gone. It's kind of like an identity crisis. What are we going to do? Who's going to be our leader? And I think for Kelly Bryant, he's kind of got to establish that right away, even against Kent State, even though I think they're going to, cruise through that victory. But I'm just interested to see how he'll handle that pressure and not be, Deshaun's shadow, but to be Kelly Bryant, the new era.
Taj Boyd took to Twitter today and said, I hope Kelly goes off for 350 yards in the air, 150 on the ground. Everybody's so focused on what's next and not appreciating what we've got now. Shaking my head, of course, everybody alluding to what they saw on Saturday night on the high school fields with Trevor Lawrence, who just looked phenomenal.
Yeah, and now he's got that pressure to deal with, which is insane.
No doubt. I mean, when he comes in there, I said before the show, I think he might be the starter this year. That's how good he looked. I don't know that that's a serious take, but nonetheless, Deshaun Watson said, real spill 100%, feeling like Taj Boyd is saying, hey, this is the guy. We're going to hear from Christian Wilkins a little later. He's going to even talk about, hey, we got to get behind Kelly Bryant. He's our guy. Mm-hmm. I asked the question, can Kelly Bryant get to 1,500 yards rushing?
Yeah.
That may seem like an impossible number, an improbable number, but Deshaun Watson put up 1,100 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought last season they really tried to protect him more. I don't think with Kelly Bryant they're going to feel compelled to protect him. I think they're going to feel compelled to make him a more versatile aspect of the rushing game.
Because he's a big guy. I mean, he's kind of Cam Newton-esque in his physicality. I don't know if I'll go as far as saying he's a better athlete than Deshaun, but he's right up there as far as athleticism goes.
He's faster for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, I am looking at stats like that, but I don't know at what point we actually take the stats seriously. I don't know if I'm really going to be convinced after Kent State that, wow, Kelly Bryant's amazing, he's the next Deshaun. I think maybe after Auburn will be a better look to see where he is against a really good program. Not that Auburn obviously is what they used to be, but for me, it takes a few weeks to kind of really gauge where an athlete's going to be throughout the season. So I don't know if you guys are the same. I don't know if you think like 3-4 weeks in, like when do you actually say, okay, he's going to have a good season, he's the real deal, or he's a bust?
Yeah, I mean, I think the fans will tell you by about half. If the team's not doing so hot at the half, they'll be wanting to see somebody else. Lowell?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things you can look for, like if he comes out and he's throwing balls in the dirt, obviously it may not work out so well for the entire season. But if he comes out and he looks confident, and he looks smooth, and he's running the offense, it's Kent State, but it's real game action now. You're getting to go against real competition, even if it's a little bit of a lower level. So you just want to see him come out with some confidence, make some throws, and let him run around a little bit and see how he does.
Again, Dabo Swinney talking about Kelly Bryant, the surprises potentially of this team, the running back situation. We can talk about that coming up. We're going to hear from Christian Wilkins here on Clemson Sports Talk tonight. Our man Michael Felder from the Bleacher Report. Matt, do you happen to know Michael Felder at all?
Personally?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know who he is?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this guy comes. You talk about a ball of energy that's rolling in. Oh my gracious, we love Tuesdays at 7:00 with Michael Felder. All I got to do is ask a question and get out of the way. I mean,
so he's very Dabo-esque.
He's Dabo on whatever Barry Bonds was on.
He's already given us one of the quotes of the year.
Which one was that?
What was it?
Talking about Chad Kelly and Hugh Freeze. Let's get weird.
Let's get weird. I've got Chad Kelly.
Hashtag it.
What?
I've got Chad Kelly. He's a little bit loose. Let's get weird.
Yeah. So basically giving us the spiel on why Hugh Freeze was so successful at Ole Miss with Chad Kelly at quarterback. When we come back, we'll hear from Christian Wilkins. Matt Dowell from Watch Fox is going to hang out with us. Lowell, the producer, sitting across from me. It is the show that shakes the Southland weeknights on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and the iHeart Radio app. Don't forget you can text us, thanks to our friends at the Ocean Reef Resort, 803-450-0086. We're back with Christian Wilkins next.
our sold-out 2017 iHeart Radio Music Festival. September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Let's go! Keep listening to win a penthouse at Aria Sky Suites. And a $10,000 gift card courtesy of our marquee partner, Capital One.
The music never stops with unlimited data from T-Mobile. Switch to America's best unlimited network, T-Mobile, to stream all you want, where you want. Top 3% of data users over 32 gigs a month may notice reduced speeds. Capable device required.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
Southeastern Foundation and Crawl Space. Start at the bottom.
Get to the bottom of your foundation problems with a local contractor you can trust. Someone who will accurately identify the cause and, if necessary, handle any unforeseen repairs that your home may need at the lowest cost. Southeastern Foundation and Crawl Space Repair of Camden offers no-cost consultations and estimates and a true lifetime transferable warranty. Visit sefoundations.com or call 1-866-668-7335.
Attorney Preston McDaniel has been fighting for the rights of injured South Carolinians in and out of court since 1984.
I'm Attorney Preston McDaniel, and you know, I grew up in rural South Carolina. Every time I look across my desk at an injured worker, I see one of my friends or neighbors. They didn't ask to get hurt, and they don't deserve to be treated like a rented mule by an insurance company. If you or someone you know or care about is injured on the job, help them get a fair shake. Call the McDaniel Law Firm today at 771-7211.
Visit online at pfmcdaniellaw.com.
Your pet deserves high-quality health care. Your pet deserves the friendly, professional doctors and courteous staff at Midlands Veterinary Practice. We treat you and your pet like family by listening carefully to your concerns and addressing your pet's long-term health care needs. With the use of our latest state-of-the-art technology, like a therapeutic laser, we offer alternatives to drug therapy. At Midlands Veterinary Practice, we care for the most valuable pets, yours. Visit us at MidlandsVet.com on Facebook or Twitter, or contact us at 750-7387, 750-PETS.
You're listening to Clemson Sports Talk with my dad, Lawton Swan, on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and on the iHeart Radio app.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. I run New York. I get it.
Yeah, I'm feeling my Floyd Money Mayweather right now with that beat coming in. And I'll tell you what, this guy's going to get some money real soon. I don't know if he'll get it in New York, but Christian Wilkins, that guy's going to get paid in a hurry. I think he's got to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft next year as a junior coming out from Clemson. And, again, here's a guy who, when I watched the film in high school, I thought, yeah, he's good, but he's playing against these little small guys. I don't know that he's that good. Yeah, misevaluated that one by a long shot. Here's Christian Wilkins, though, earlier today talking about the preparation for Game 1. He gets into some of the quarterback conversation. That seems to be something everybody's having to talk about. So here's big number 42 for your Clemson Tigers.
I'm really excited for that. The first game is always really exciting, always more emotion than that first game of the year. Just really looking forward and excited to, what this team is going to be, what our identity is going to be. And, it all starts on Saturday. We're going to put in the work in there every day this week. We've had a good summer, had a good camp. And, now we, like you said, get to go hit somebody else other than each other. So that'll be fun for sure. I just know that we put in the work. A lot of new faces, guys that will contribute, have bigger roles this year on defense, but still a lot of vet guys who have experience, playing in big games, playing in, just playing, period. But I don't want to compare or do anything like that. I just know that we put in the work, and we're going to continue to put in the work. No doubts in my mind at all. I'm actually really excited to see what Kelly can do. he's my quarterback. He's him and Tucker are the guys I came in with. They're that 2015 class. So I'm really excited to see what Kelly's going to do. I have all full faith in Kelly that he can get the job done, and really excited that he's our starter. And I think that if Clemson Nation really gets behind Kelly or whoever the quarterback is throughout the course of the season, then they're going to do a great job. That's my challenge to Clemson Nation and everybody else too. Really, just to support and be that same love that number 4 got last year and the years before, I know it's going to have to be earned, but, definitely Tiger Nation should.
So there you go. There you go. It's got to be earned. Talking about the situation with Kelly Bryant at quarterback. He says, hey, put your faith in him, though. Believe in this guy. That's my guy. That's the guy that's, came in with me. And, I just really appreciate Christian Wilkins' belief that Kelly's going to be successful. Wilkins, the leader on the defensive side of the ball. Kelly Bryant now saddled with having the burden of being the leader on the offensive side of the ball as well. And Matt, I know you've been a guy that's been around college football for many years and kind of watching this, as from the perspective of a fan and now a journalist. I think it absolutely means something, though, when leaders on one side of the ball are saying, hey, this is the guy that I'm ready to roll with. You guys need to get behind him as well.
Yeah, could you imagine if he was like, man, this guy's terrible. You guys, we're not going to make it. Expectations low. I think it is huge. And I think not just to say it in the locker room, but to say it publicly, I think is a big deal. And especially to say, Clemson Nation, we need you, talking to the fans specifically, you guys have to support this guy. You can't go in with question marks, because when you're in a stadium, it's one thing to watch at home, but when you're in a stadium, you can feel when the crowd is not as supportive as they can be. You can feel that. Athletes can feel that. So, if Tiger fans go in and they're kind of questioning Kelly Bryant, they're kind of like, you're not Deshaun, he can feel that. And I think that really affects athletes more than they want to let on.
Well, and most of the time there's the old saying about how everybody's favorite player is the backup quarterback. That was never the case when Deshaun Watson was at Clemson. Deshaun Watson was the favorite when he was the backup. Yeah. Deshaun Watson was the favorite when he was the starter. Kelly Bryant absolutely knows. You go out there, as we mentioned earlier, and I think, Lowell, you said it kind of throws a couple in the dirt. People want to see Hunter Johnson. If you think it's bad this year, wait till next year when Trevor Lawrence is on campus. So it'll be, let's just put him out there for fun, coach, and see what happens. But that's a lot of pressure, and I think that's why you hear a guy like Wilkins say, listen, we need you to get behind this guy, because maybe the first couple of drives aren't as beautiful as you would like, but you don't want to add that undue pressure on a guy.
And also, he's been learning from Deshaun this whole time, so he's got that whole experience to fall back on of having someone to look up to like that. And I think it's going to be a more seamless transition than I think a lot of people are expecting. I think that he's just watched Deshaun for so long, and I think that he has the right attitude of, Deshaun is probably the most beloved Clemson athlete of all time, and arguably the best Clemson athlete of all time. I don't know, that's arguably.
I would buy your argument in a lot of respects.
But I just think that he has the right attitude, not just like, oh, Deshaun's gone, it's my time. There's a difference between doing that and saying Deshaun absolutely earned every accolade he's got, but, he's graduated, he's moved on, etc. Now we have to embrace the now. And I think that that's an important attitude.
I just think it's so funny that we're focusing so much on this quarterback position.
I know, and I agree.
I understand it, but think about this. Okay, 10 years ago, Clemson fans would be losing their minds if they had a former 4-star in Kelly Bryant,
exactly,
former 4-star Zara Cooper, former 5-star Hunter Johnson, former 4-star Chase Bryce. Nobody even talks about Chase Bryce. He was a 4-star and went to the Elite 11 camp. There's so much talent at the quarterback position, but because you're replacing Deshaun Watson, everyone's like,
it's
oh, no, what are we going to do?
Yeah, what are we going to do?
But you have all these quarterbacks right here, and they're all really talented guys.
Well, and I think that just speaks volumes about where Deshaun Watson, the respect level that fans have for who Deshaun Watson was. And that even though, Watson was a great high school player, you still have to translate to the collegiate game.
Yeah, it's different.
And he did. And I mean, I'm telling you, I was joking earlier today out in the parking lot with one of our salesmen here.
Not sketchy at all.
Fox Sports Radio. and I told him, I said, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, well, what kind of year do you think Clemson will have? I was like, listen, if the quarterback spot is good, I think they'll challenge to get back to the playoff. And if they do that, you're going to be looking back at the Alabama victory when they beat Clemson with the onside kick, and people are going to be going, do you realize how close this Clemson team might have been to being like what we would label in modern college football a dynasty?
Yeah.
I mean, if you win 2 and play for a third, that's dynasty status.
Do you think that's dynasty status?
And well, if you go back through the history books of dynasties that we did the other week here on the show, you'd find that about 3 is
really
the magic number. You don't even have to win them all. Just
okay.
to win 2 and be there for a third is typically like that tipping point.
Okay.
If you win 3, it is. Like Nebraska won in 94, 96, and 97, I think. They won 3 out of 4. With a year in between, and that was kind of labeled a dynasty. You had Southern Cal with their run. And
they didn't even – I think they only won 1,
they won 2, but they had to forfeit the other one.
All right, so they won 2 and then lost that other one to Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're considered a modern dynasty.
Yeah, because we kind of went through, like, the other day, trying to figure out, Matt, how close – by the way, Matt Dowell in studio with us.
Hello.
How close Clemson – people talk about, is this an elite program now? And so I said,
I definitely think that, yeah.
Well, let's look at what puts people in the dynasty. And when we went through it, there were some tremendous runs, but a lot of teams that hit kind of that 3-year of tremendous success kind of got lumped into that dynasty.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal thing. I always felt like a dynasty was like a 10-year period, how dominant you were over maybe like a decade or so.
Well, I think the problem is in a lot of respects in college football, and maybe it's because of the old system or whatever, you look at a run like Florida State had where they finished in the top 5 for, I think it was 15 consecutive years, but they only won 2 titles.
Yeah, that's not a dynasty to me. Top team, top program.
Yeah.
But
only 2 titles in that top.
Exactly.
803-978-1832. We'll jump back into this conversation with Matt Dowell. He's at the Matt Dowell, and you can watch him each and every evening
I'm
on
get so much
Watch
crap now,
Fox
aren't
57. Absolutely. Absolutely. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman-Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad, you're the best father ever." I was like, "What makes you say that, son?" He said, "When I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore." Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916. Outside is fun again.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
Skies will clear out overnight and the temperatures will comfortably drop down into the mid to upper 60s. Tomorrow, more sunshine, afternoon highs topping out in the low to mid 80s. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia.
Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia is your pre-owned and certified one-stop shop.
Over 700 vehicles, every make and model to choose, all on sale.
Plus buy certifieds with special financing rates and a 100,000-mile warranty, plus our family plan.
Fred Anderson Toyota of Columbia.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk, your iHeart Radio home for the 2016 College Football National Champion, Clemson Tigers.
little unexpected action there. Matt Dowell in studio from Watch Fox 57 here. Got the rhythm going on over here, okay?
Our dancing, though, what do you think? 1 out of 10?
I give you're a solid 7.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
See, it would work in like a club where there's a bunch of people around. You can't really move a lot.
That's
so
true. We need some
movement,
lighting too in here.
That movement you were doing would kind of work in the club.
Matt, this is your first day hanging out with us.
I know this is my first. I should say, you're talking about coming on TV. This is my first ever radio, official.
Like at the School of Broadcasting, is that not like? Yeah. I imagine there's a room like this somewhere.
We have radio shows, but they're just the student ones. I don't count that as professional or official, but I mean I did it maybe once or twice.
He called you professional. How about that?
I think it is. T-shirt. You get a lot of listeners.
I appreciate it, man.
By the way, we've been talking about this. When do we do the caller? What's your question segment?
Well, I mean, I could give out the number. We'll see.
I've really been looking forward to it.
Listen, if you're listening to the show and you got something you want to say about anything you've heard tonight,
if you want to make fun of his Twitter handle,
if you want to make fun of him for being at the Matt Dowell, that's fine too. Here's the number: 803-978-1832. Feel free if you call in. I'll cue Matt to who it is, and then Matt, you could say.
Caller, what's your question?
Hey, Joe, what's your question? He's been waiting all night for that, and I told him during the break, I was like, I haven't really given out the phone number, so I'll give it out if somebody wants to ask a question.
Phone lines are about to be off the hook.
I'm sure. Lowell, I don't know if our circuits can take all the calls that are going to come in right now. Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
We talked about him being the leader of the defense.
And you talk about filling positions. I mean, filling Ben Bulwer's leadership position, that's a big deal too.
No, it is. It is. And then you see a guy like Trey Lamar, another young guy getting that opportunity. By the way, yesterday we talked about the depth chart and not seeing Shaq Smith there, the former 5-star recruit out of IMG Academy. And I gave 3 reasons that I thought it was possible that he wasn't. I talked about just maybe not picking up on the playbook and being prepared and doing the little things, maybe just sending him a message. It turns out high ankle sprain. So it was the 4th thing that I didn't get to. Injury is kind of what's kept him off of the depth chart. But in terms of Christian Wilkins and his versatility, as a fan of college football and watching football in general, to see a guy who's built really to be a defensive tackle, bounce outside last year when necessary and played tremendously at defensive end, leading Clemson to that national championship. But he was a guy who, when Clemson recruited him, they had his name circled on the board. Stars, all kind of, just said, this is the guy. We get him, we can win a title. They felt like, not Deshaun Watson, I'm sure that was somewhere in the back of their mind, but they felt like with Christian Wilkins, they can win a title. With him, they've been to 2 championship games.
Yeah.
Now he's back to the inside. He's got a big cohort in there with Dexter Lawrence. Just kind of your thoughts on what you've seen from Wilkins in terms of versatility, his future in the NFL, and what kind of playmaker do you think he can be at the next level?
I definitely think that he's NFL bound. I heard you saying I think you want him. You think he might be a top.
I think he'll be a
top
5 pick. I think he'll be a top 5
I think that's bold. I think he'll be first round. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see how this season goes. Obviously, I take it 1 week at a time. But I think what's been impressive about Christian Wilkins is I think he has that mentality that every professional athlete has to have, which is growing constantly. They're never satisfied with being at the same level in the same place all the time. And I think that's one thing that made, Deshaun and Ben so good is that they were always looking for things to improve on. And I think they still are at the NFL level. And I think that's what you've seen with Christian Wilkins is I think that you've slowly seen him get better in so many different aspects over the last 2 years, whether that's just his body, and building that up, or if it's his play. So to me, I don't know. I'm an athlete and a journalist. I love to focus on the mental aspects of things and players because I feel like it's not talked about enough. It's always about, oh, this guy is big and he's doing this on the field. But to me, the mentality is such an important aspect of sports, especially with football. But I think that I agree with you. It's not just his growth, but also his versatility of being able to play so many different positions, not just play them, but play them well. And so I think that this year, adding to that now is this leadership position, and I think now he's really going to try and make a bigger name for himself with everyone's eyes on him.
Yeah, when you look back at his career, man, just 3 years.
It's amazing.
Now, these guys get to play. I mean, if you're great, you really only play 3 years.
Yeah.
I feel like it's unfortunate for the fans that that's becoming the norm in a lot of respects for great collegiate football players.
Yeah.
You only got to watch 3 years of Deshaun Watson. If he redshirted 1 year, you'd only got to see him twice. Mackenzie Alexander was a fate of a bad back and a red shirt and just 2 years on the field. And because of that, not saying guys your age, but I'm 40. When I was
just kidding.
When I was younger, everybody played 4 years. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
Heck,
I kind of
CJ
miss that
Spiller.
though.
I do, and that's what I was going to say. Your generation, the millennials or whatever you guys are called now, you guys are only seeing 3 years of these.
And that's
really
football. I mean, that's
players.
compared to college basketball too. It's like 1 year, for a lot of those guys. It's so football in a way, we get spoiled in a lot of ways.
But if you have
football
players leaving after 3 years and basketball players leaving after 1 year, it means your programs are probably really successful because that means you're getting all the talented guys.
It's sad though, because I miss the days of college sports when fans really got attached to players. I think that's one reason why Deshaun is beloved, because he was around for a long time. You looked at some of these guys, in college basketball, even now, they last 1 year or whatever. Fans don't really get to know them that well. They're here and then they're gone in a flash.
Right.
And I think that, I don't know, so much of the culture is built on name, and your players' names and what they do and how long they're there for. And I think a lot of fans miss that in a lot of sports.
I think it's funny because a lot of times in the NBA now, I don't know or I can't remember where a guy played.
Yeah.
He'll be a star. And
Exactly.
I'm like, God, where did he play? And I was like, he stayed at Connecticut for a year.
Yeah.
Like, huh.
Yeah,
Well,
no idea.
there you
And
go.
what's funny, Duke is really, the villain in the college basketball world. One reason is because Christian Laettner will always be the Duke Blue Devil, because he was seen as the villain, and that whole atmosphere is still there 25 years later.
He was there all 4 years.
Oh,
Exactly.
And now they have Grayson Allen. So.
Yeah, who is really the sequel.
Yeah, he's right up there.
I hate
Redick.
I hate Grayson Allen will be coming out soon.
Redick was a part of it, but Wojo was a part of it too.
Yeah.
By the way, Wojo.
The thing though is that Grayson's a great player, but Christian was phenomenal. Like, he backed up his mouth with his play. So you gotta give respect to that. I respect any athlete. I love trash talk. I can't lie.
Right.
So I love out there, in football when they're giving it to him. But if you can back up what you say with some good play, hey, more power to you.
I think the thing about Christian Laettner that just made him just kind of this cult figure was the look he had in terms of his hair. He kind of his hair was kind of feathered, and he just looked very like preppy. You could see him like with a. I can imagine him walking to class with a like a sweater tied around his neck, and then he's going up against guys like Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon, who were just like the roughest dudes.
Yeah,
and just and that UNLV team that they had that went undefeated the previous year.
They should not have won that.
Crushed Duke by like 30. And then the next year they catch him again, and Duke and Laettner win. And, these guys, I remember watching Cedric Cornbread Maxwell on the 30 for 30 about the Lakers and the Celtics. And Cornbread said, man, listen, I didn't think white dudes could play. He said, and the good Lord put me with Larry Bird and Kevin McHale. And he was like, he showed me that white dudes can play. And I think in a lot of respects, that was kind of how those UNLV guys felt about Christian Laettner, because you'd have thought, oh, he's soft. But then he's like the dirtiest guy in the game.
Yeah. I have a story, though. My first broadcasting job was in Bismarck, North Dakota, and I somehow interviewed Christian Laettner twice. So I actually got to meet him on 2 different occasions. He was there doing some youth basketball camps. And, I grew up in North Carolina where college basketball is a big deal. And I was like, Duke was not my favorite team growing up, and he is, the Duke Blue Devil.
Sure.
So, but I was like, we got to be a pro. We got to interview him. He's here doing this youth basketball camp. He was really, really nice.
Well,
really nice.
I met him once. I'll tell my story with Christian Laettner when we get back.
Okay.
Stay with us.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeart Radio Music Festival.
iHeart Radio.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Let's go.
Keep listening to win a penthouse at Aria Sky Suites. And a $10,000 gift card courtesy of our marquee partner, Capital One.
Capital One is the proud marquee partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. So cardholders, make sure to have your Capital One card with you at the Daytime Village presented by Capital One to unlock exclusive opportunities. See you in Vegas.
When a community grows, its hospital should grow too. And that's just what we're doing at Lexington Medical Center. We recently launched the largest hospital expansion project in South Carolina history. Our new 10-story patient tower will help us take better care of patients, including the tiniest infants who need special attention. It will also make room for the growing number of patients who need surgery and intensive care. At Lexington Medical Center, our mission to serve our community never wavers. We're here when you need us today, and we'll be there when you need us tomorrow.
Cottingham Family Dentistry is proud to announce the opening of their new office located at 3722 Devon Street, and they're welcoming new patients. What makes Cottingham Family Dentistry different? It's in the name, family. They will cater to your needs and the dental needs of your children. Cottingham Family Dentistry offers same-day crowns, dental implants, cosmetic dentistry including whitening, veneers, and tooth-colored fillings, and many other dental services. If you're searching for an amazing dental home, call 776-4234 or stop by their new office at 3722 Devon Street and become a part of the family at Cottingham Family Dentistry.
Pizza Hut knows what every man, woman, and child wants. The best deal in delivery. And Pizza Hut has a large 2-topping oven-hot pizza for just $7.99 when you order online. It's the best pizza delivery deal. And now you can earn points on your order when you join Hut Rewards. It's that easy. Order online today from pizzahut.com and start earning those points. Because no one out-pizzas the Hut. Restrictions apply. See details at pizzahut.com/Hut Rewards. Click for this offer. Delivery minimums and fees may apply. Additional charge for extra cheese, stuffed crust, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, and delivery areas may vary. The delivery charge is not a driver tip.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan. With quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules.
Follow Clemson Sports Talk on Twitter at Clemson Sports. Now more of Clemson Sports Talk. Take it away, Dad.
A record of the delightful piece they're going to play this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Attention, please.
And now the moment we've been waiting for is here.
I have something to tell you.
Clemson Sports Talk, Lawton Swan, Lowell the producer, Matt Dowell in studio. 803-978-1832. Lowell, you've got some information over there. By the way, Matt's final segment, Michael Felder from the Bleacher Report coming up.
Flew by, man.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah. Matt's going to be here, though, on Thursday for all 2 hours with Lowell. So hopefully on Thursday you'll get a chance to say, hey, caller, go ahead with your question.
I know. The phone lines were too busy. We just couldn't take any.
Couldn't squeeze anybody in. Lowell, tell me this story that you've dug up over here tonight.
Yeah, apparently after practice, all the media members in Tallahassee for the Florida State football team, they all drove to the stadium to interview players and hear from Jimbo and all that, and then everything was just canceled. Everything was canceled. There's no players, no coaches, no anything.
Yeah.
FSU media members waited nearly an hour before being told availability was canceled.
Now, Matt, as a member of the media, and one that now you guys. Let me ask you this. I know Courtney goes up quite a bit, but do you guys partner with the other watch affiliate in, say, Greenville?
Yeah, WHNS.
Yep. So they'll send somebody over, maybe get film or footage or whatever. So maybe you guys wouldn't be in this situation, but can you imagine if you'd have made the trip up to Clemson?
Oh, I'd be livid. I'd be livid.
I figured.
There's no way.
I figured.
I mean, I'd be livid even if I went to Williams-Brice and waited for an hour.
Right.
And I was like, what's going on?
Nothing. So
which is unusual because usually the SIDs are pretty good about, texting or emailing all that stuff out.
I mean, unless something just happened and Jimbo was just like, we're not doing this. We're not going to talk to the media.
Conspiracy theory,
okay.
LSU has hired Jimbo Fisher.
Oh, is that what?
He's headed to LSU.
Oh, yeah. Just ahead of that Alabama game, just trying to dodge him for a couple of weeks until they catch him later on in the season at LSU.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Think it happened.
Yep, that seems legit.
I'm surprised they waited an hour. I don't know if I would wait that long.
Can you imagine if you didn't wait, though, and you came?
I know. That's the other thing, though. If you don't wait and then they show up.
Yeah, and Jimbo announces that he's retiring, and you're not there for it.
It's just weird that, the SID, if people know what that is, that's the sports information director. Every team has one that kind of works with the media, tells you about the availability, tells you about interview times and all that. So I'm just surprised. We all have, the ones that we interact with. We have their phone numbers and everything. I'm surprised that no one picked up a phone. Nobody, at least on that side.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, the FSU side. Like, where are you?
That is a weird one. Matter of fact, I don't know. We hear a lot of weird, strange stories. Like right now, there's the whole thing going on. Michigan won't put out a depth chart. Florida's saying we're playing all 3 quarterbacks, won't name a starter.
Which, by the way, did you see the update to that Michigan and Florida thing?
What did it
say? Because Florida won't name their starting quarterback.
Right.
Jim Harbaugh sent out a media guide with a roster of just all former Michigan players. There's no current players on the it's got Chad Henne on the roster.
Listen, if
Tom Brady,
if Florida has to suspend another player or two, they may have to put out a roster with former players. They got 8 guys out now.
Yeah.
8 guys suspended for that opener.
And what's interesting? This whole media talk. There's a lot of schools that are kind of having this whole media guidelines coming out. You've seen this with Notre Dame and LSU. Some of these bigger schools were kind of telling what the media what they can do. So we've been talking about this. We wonder if the Clemsons and the South Carolinas of the world are going to follow this kind of trend that's going on.
In terms of what do you mean,
like they just kind of tell you what you can report on and report on. It's interesting. I saw Notre Dame's. They sent it out and they had just had this whole list of things the media could say, couldn't say at specific times and all this kind of stuff.
So let me just make sure I understand what you're saying, Matt. So are you saying that Notre Dame puts out a release that says, okay, you can talk to Coach Kelly after practice, but you can't report on injuries?
Exactly. So, if you see an injury happen in practice, if you're at practice and you see an injury happen at practice, you cannot say that on air in public unless the coach confirms it or the player confirms it.
Wow.
Yeah. Just things like that.
Well, Dabo takes care of that by not letting any media into practice ever, so he doesn't have to worry about it.
And what's funny too, we already have so limited, practice time. You usually can go for the first 15 minutes or so.
And that's a new thing for Clemson. Basically. That's a new thing, but I don't know how valuable it is to keep your practices closed. Clemson used to open them up pretty good, and they'll still let some former alumni in, some higher ups at IPTAY, and they still allow certain people in, but I don't know how much value there is in that.
And it's interesting. Sorry, another point is when I was in North Dakota, North Dakota State football was a big deal up there. They won 5 national championships in a row. Yeah, the Bison. They actually started when I was leaving. They were making media affiliates pay to come cover their team.
Now that's an idea.
But it was a big controversy.
You gonna stroke that check, big boy?
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Carson Wentz left, and they got heavy with the media coverage.
Listen, that's great and all when you're winning, when you're 0-12 and you need somebody to cover you.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So it's just interesting how I've seen things develop.
That's one I don't want to see happen.
Yeah.
Not really.
I haven't heard anyone do that, though.
Lowell over here, he's like, oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm just
Lowell
saying.
Pay the money.
Write that check.
I'm just saying on their part, it's not a bad idea on their part to do that.
But I don't know. There's this whole thing about the Constitution and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, what about I'm talking about freedom of the press and all that.
Interesting.
Well, you're going to go to Dabo and say, freedom of the press, you got to let us into practice right now.
Well, people are putting in Freedom of Information Act things for the rosters and the depth charts. I don't know what's.
Oh, well, Clemson's released the roster and depth charts, so I don't know where you're going to go with
that.
Dabo
loves the media, though, so I don't think Clemson will have any problems. But I don't know. It's just an interesting trend I've seen happen. Not the money part, but the regulations.
He just likes being able to control the message of what's coming out of camp and what the media can hear.
But I think they all want to start controlling that.
They've certainly scaled back on the buffet and the creme brulee and everything that they used to have. They've cut back a little bit there. But.
Well, especially the bigger your team gets, the more famous everybody gets. You kind of have to be a little more cautious. But
South Carolina's though, I gotta admit. Listen. I hope they'll credential me for the game if I say this, but they give you the little ticket and you get one little plate of food. At Clemson, at least if you're hungry, you can go eat. Yeah. You can get free popcorn. I think they've got pretzels at Carolina. But
I gotta say though, man, the NFL wins with all that, the food and everything. When I go to the Panthers,
let's do it big time this year.
I know. I'm sorry. The Panthers are the only one I get to go to, but it's just unreal.
I did hear the Panthers had a pretty fantastic spread for the media.
It's unreal.
I have heard that.
You know me, I'm just this this kid that's not that long out of college. I'm like, will there be any food after this one? They're like, yeah, we'll have pizza. We'll have all, and I'm like, oh, so I'm good.
Right.
Like, is this the last call for
I'll
food?
tell you where you should have been, man. The ACC kickoff in Charlotte. The food
Oh, yeah.
there.
Oh, I went last year. It is unreal.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it's like 5-star hotel type stuff.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, wow, this is not normal.
You think the viewers hate us right now, your listeners?
Yep.
They're like, wow.
They're probably hungry driving home from work. wife just told them, I got sloppy joes at the house.
Hey, I love me a sloppy joe.
These guys are talking about shrimp and scallops.
I don't take you as a shrimp and scallops guy, though.
I am, man.
Are
Big
you?
time. Yeah.
Oh,
Big
wow.
time. Big time.
How about you?
Dowell.
I do like shrimp.
I like shrimp. Scallops, maybe not
I
so
should
much.
say at the Matt Dowell for hour number 1. Good job, buddy. Had a lot of fun.
It's over already?
It's over. That's where it goes. I know, right? Michael Felder from the Bleach Report joins us in hour number 2.
Thanks
Matt
for
will
having
be back
us, guys.
with Lowell.
Or me.
Yeah,
I'm so
enjoyed
saying
it,
us with my team. I watch Fox team.
I hear you.
Thanks for having me.
And tomorrow I'll be on Solid Orange, so
yeah,
I'll see Matt tomorrow as
Airs
well.
at 11 o'clock.
But he'll be here Thursday.
Thanks, guys.
To be along with Lowell. Stay with us here on Fox Sports Radio. Hour number 2 coming up.
At OPEX Columbia, we aim to inspire, empower, and challenge individuals to reach their highest potential. We take this mission very seriously and sincerely desire to help people achieve the goals they set out for themselves. OPEX Columbia is where you will excel no matter what your goal, whether that be health and wellness, body composition, or being a competitive athlete. We are conveniently located downtown across from the South Carolina Baseball Stadium. Contact us at opexcolumbia.com and mention this ad to receive 10% off your 3-part assessment.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Experience not only our pools, hot tubs, and lazy river, but also our delicious on-site banana boat lounge and cafe, family game room, fitness center, banquet facilities, and much more. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Hey, is that a faucet running?
Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest.
It is?
Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact...
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep, but the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
from the E.F. Martin Heating and Air Studios, this is Fox Sports Radio 1400.
WCOS Columbia.
Available anywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app.
Fox Sports Trending now.
The Houston Texans and Dallas Cowboys will wrap up their preseason in Arlington, Texas on Thursday, playing at AT&T Stadium, the home of the Cowboys, instead of Houston because of Hurricane Harvey. Tickets for that game are on sale for $25, with proceeds going to the United Way Relief Fund. In college football, the University of Houston game at UTSA on Saturday in San Antonio has been postponed because of Hurricane Harvey. Texans defensive lineman J.J. Watt raising more than $3.25 million so far for hurricane relief. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for, new or used. Visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. NFL Network says Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott's appeal hearing will go to day 2 tomorrow in Manhattan. Indians and Yankees postponed due to rain tonight. Rafael Nadal, a first-round winner at the U.S. Open.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
It is hour number 2. That's prime time right here on Fox Sports Radio and iHeart Radio. Lawton Swanlow, the producer. Appreciate Matt Dowell for joining us in hour number 1. Michael Felder from the Bleacher Report joining us here in hour number 2 at In the Bleachers. Michael, happy game week, buddy. How are you?
Well, we had games last week, so as much as people want to call it week 0 and this week 1, it feels like second week back in the saddle.
I hear you, man. No, and I appreciate that. I did get a chance to watch some of the games this past weekend. I didn't get to watch all of them. I think I may have actually watched a little bit more pro football, but this weekend locked and focused on college football, and I know everybody will have their eyes and attention on Alabama and Florida State, but we just saw some of the breaking news that came out a little bit ago out of Florida State in that media members have waited over an hour for the coaching staff to come out and players to come out and speak, and then everything got canceled. As a member of the media, I go, oh, man, what is going on? I just don't understand that. Michael, your initial reaction to those reports?
I mean, I hope that there's nothing serious happening, that they feel like they need to button things down. I don't know if they had a bad practice and they're just kind of upset about how things worked out, so they didn't want to talk to anybody or what it is. But
sure.
Right now, I haven't heard anything, and kind of looking through the people that I trust, like Bud Elliott down there. Nobody's got any, hey, this XYZ happened, that's why they're shutting things down. So until then, it all just seems kind of like a jerk move that they've pulled on the media. And going into what is people are calling the biggest opening weekend game of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it is potentially huge, and I'm with you. I hope it's nothing serious. I just, golly, I just can't imagine, and so many of these guys who are doing this job are really grinding and working hard and traveling far. I mean, some of them traveling hours perhaps to go over there and wait and then to be backed out on. And I guess in some respects the teams and the conferences don't owe anybody anything. But in this day and age, that was a big surprise for me. I can't remember hearing one of those in a while without there being something else behind it.
Yeah, we're used to seeing people shut down media access. But it comes with a warning usually, not the day of after you've been waiting for an hour. They tell you, go ahead and go home. So, well, we'll see what happens, what comes out of it. Like I said at this start, I hope it's nothing, serious, nothing major for the actual for Florida State, where they had to pack things up and kind of roll through radio silence. Roll with radio silence. Goodness.
Michael, when you look at that Florida State-Alabama matchup, one of the things, that's going to be a big part of that will be the brand new atmosphere in Mercedes-Benz Stadium over in Atlanta. And I can remember so many years spending time at the Georgia Dome and being in that facility. Hard for me to believe that they thought that they needed something new. But, boy, if there's ever been a place that may put Jerry's World out in Arlington, Texas, potentially to shame, and that's hard to believe I'm saying that, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, this is going to be a marquee moment for that venue.
Yeah, well, I think the difference here is Jerry's World is just a complete behemoth unto itself in terms of what it brings to the table, from features, from the physical standpoint, from the features that it has, the amenities. The difference here is this game's going to have some soul. And for all that talk about a new place with the steel and the metal and the Falcon out front and the whole deal, this is going to have some soul. And when you've got Florida State, they're going to bring their own fans. When you've got Alabama, we know they'll bring their own fans. For this stadium to kick it off this way, it means it's going to have a little soul to it, and we'll see if the Falcons can live up to it. Really see if they can live up to this sort of championship atmosphere that they're kicking this opening off with.
Well, and then, of course, the ACC and the SEC will also face off there a little later around the bend. I believe Monday night it'll be Georgia Tech and Tennessee in a matchup there. This city, Atlanta, in a lot of respects has become, almost because of these matchups between the ACC and the SEC and now this new venue, sort of the mecca of the opening week of college football. I know that's got to be a big boom for the economy. But again, these two conferences in the same footprint, matching up good teams and putting them out on the field, absolutely has to be a big benefit for John Swofford and the like.
Well, hell, I'd say not even just opening weekend. Let's think about it real talk. Atlanta is the hub for college football, and I think that with the College Football Hall of Fame being there, with this kickoff weekend, it's a college football town. No matter what the Falcons do, it's a college football town because it is the main hub for Clemson. If you talk about big cities, Charlotte or Atlanta, Clemson grads, they're moving there. South Carolina grads are moving there. Georgia grads, Bama, Auburn, Florida, all these people are living there in Atlanta. And it's a hot spot for college football. You throw in the fact that this year they are hosting the national championship game, in addition to hosting the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. This is college football. Atlanta is college football, and for all the talk about whether the Hall of Fame was in Birmingham and people liked it there, but the fact is, unlike any other Hall of Fame in sports, the College Football Hall of Fame is in the right place because they host an event they host multiple events that honor the college game in addition to having the Hall of Fame every day. I think it's really a cool experience for folks to get to go down there for a game and still go see all the history of college football.
On Twitter, he's at In the Bleachers. He's Michael Felder. He's here each and every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And, Michael, when you talk about, getting this season kicked off, that matchup between Alabama and Florida State is going to be one that everybody will have their eye on. But there's potentially a game that could end up being one of those loser leave town matchups with UCLA and Texas A&M with Coach Moore and Coach Sumlin. Give the folks listening to the program tonight your thoughts on that matchup and whether or not that could potentially be one of those make or break games for either of those coaches.
A couple of things. One, I feel like if you could switch Josh Rosen out and put him on Texas A&M, they'd be a threat to win the SEC. But Kevin Sumlin hadn't been able to find a quarterback since Johnny Manziel, and he hadn't been able to get out of fourth place in the SEC West since Johnny Manziel. So he's fourth, fifth place guy that's 8-5. If they go 8-5 again, I think he's going to be out. On the other side, Morris had three different offensive coordinators for 3 different years for Josh Rosen, a guy that is absolutely phenomenal with the ball in his hands. He's got an offensive line that doesn't block. They can't protect him pass. They can't open up holes on the ground to run. They had the worst rushing offense basically in the country last year. They had the most sacks. And I mean, you look at this, and this is the team that Rosen got hit a full season's worth of hits in the first 6 games to the point where he couldn't play anymore. So I think the key, if you're watching this game, can Texas A&M find wide receivers? Can Texas A&M find a quarterback? Because that's what they really need. Curious to see if Nick Starkel's the guy that ends up with that job. I liked him in recruiting when he was committed to Oklahoma State, ended up at A&M. And then on the other side, can UCLA find anybody to give Rosen some help? They need wide receiver help. They need running back help. They need offensive line help. I think defensively UCLA will be fine, especially with the question marks at quarterback for A&M. On the other side, we'll see if A&M's defense can live up to some of the recruiting hype that these guys had because they brought in some talent. They just haven't been consistent in delivery.
In terms of Clemson and Dabo Swinney locking up a new contract, there've been conversations out there, and some folks at Texas A&M are still saying, look, if things go wrong with Sumlin, the Aggies don't care about the buyout. They don't care about any of that. What did, though, Dabo Swinney's inking of a new deal with Clemson say to you about where he is in terms of his coaching career and perhaps what he wants to do moving forward?
It provides stability, obviously, from a recruiting standpoint. I think for him moving forward, it shows that he's committed to being at Clemson, and Clemson is still going to have to match. I think we're talking about a job where if people come calling, he's very comfortable there. in Clemson. But I think he will make it relatively easy for them. But they have to continue to work with him. And I think that means, showing upgrades, showing improvement, showing a willingness to be all in with him the way he is with them. So do I think he'll ever leave? I'm not really sold on it, although that Alabama job to me is a little more intriguing than Texas A&M. But overall, I think he's happy. I think he feels like he really has accomplished something that most people never do. And I think that goes a long way in terms of coaches staying somewhere where they feel like they have absolutely made a program their own. They have put their handprint on it, and they have accomplished something that most coaches will never do. He built a program there from one that had to fire his coach mid-season after a loss to Wake Forest. He built a program, and I think he's going to be a good shepherd for that program going forward. It's one of those things that's exciting to see because I don't think anybody thought that back in 2008 when he got the job. So it's very interesting to see how he does that because I think his hands are all over this program, and it's tough to leave your baby alone when you've done so much for it.
That's a great point. Michael Felder here on Clemson Sports Talk. And, Michael, I know that you do a tremendous job with your recruiting coverage and following players coming up. I put out a poll question a couple of days ago here on the show about Clemson's new quarterback, the starter named Kelly Bryant. Depending on how much he plays, who's to say. But if he starts all 12 games of the regular season, can Kelly Bryant rush for 1,500 yards? And I guess that would include potentially bowl games, etc.
Man, I don't know if you want him running for 1,500 yards. I think that's going to be the interesting part. I think they've got to balance this. I think they have to balance this offense a little more. And obviously, Bryant is going to have to get active in the run game. But I just don't know that that's going to be. I don't know that that's what they want him to do especially when you have so many weapons in the pass game.
That's a good point. I mean, my thought process on it went back to Deshaun Watson rushing for 1,115 games, leading up to Clemson's loss to Alabama. And I thought, hey, you know what? A little more athletic. Can he get there? Michael Felder, that's why he's one of the best in the business, again, on Twitter at In the Bleachers. Michael, one final question for you tonight, man, and we'll get you out of here. I know that you got a lot going on as we prepare for the college football season. South Carolina opening the season on the road in a neutral site game, I guess you would say, in Charlotte against NC State. Yep. I love these matchups between interstate, kind of old-school ACC rivals, etc. For the South Carolina fans, looking forward to a good season. I think last week you said you thought they'd be okay. How are you feeling now that we're just a couple of days out from this matchup?
I mean, I think the question is going to be, can this offensive line give Jake Bentley some time to find his weapons? Hayden Hurst and Brian Edwards and Deebo Samuel are top-notch. They are all SEC-caliber weapons. The question is he going to have time to find them? If they can give him some time against an NC State defensive line, I put them up against anybody in the country, Clemson, Alabama, Florida State. That NC State defensive line, they got some dogs on that D-line. So I think that the question is going to be, can they protect Bentley? If NC State can get to the quarterback, they can win this game in the 20s. If South Carolina can play it into the 30s, maybe knock on the door with 40, then they absolutely have an opportunity to win this ball game because they're going to have to outscore people to win all season long because their defense still doesn't have the bodies to go out and get stops.
There he is on Twitter at In the Bleachers, Michael Felder. Michael, man, looking forward to talking to you next week, buddy. Appreciate your time.
Sounds good, man. You take it easy.
There he is. The week of college football, a full slate of games is here, and Michael Felder still a part of the show that shakes the Southland. Lowell, lots to digest there from Michael Felder. Something I really loved, though, just a few minutes ago, he was talking about Dabo Swinney. And he said, I may misquote him slightly here, but I'll do my best. He said, Dabo Swinney has done something that not many coaches do, and that is he has built a program. He built it from a program that fired their coach mid-season into a program that's now, of course, played for 2 consecutive national championships and perhaps has the horses to make another run at the college football playoff.
This has been my argument. When you tell me that there's a chance Dabo Swinney goes to Alabama, this has been my argument all along. It's that he's taken the program from what it was when Tommy Bowden was fired midseason. He built it up. You don't like to say from scratch. I don't like to say from scratch. He did have a foundation, but he really put his fingerprints all over it, all over the program. He built it in the way that he wanted to build it, won a national championship, Why would you go somewhere else, namely Alabama, be another face in the crowd when, in my opinion, you're already the greatest coach in Clemson history, and you can do so much more with that program still?
I would say the only reason to leave would be as if somebody came into Alabama that was terrible after Nick Saban or couldn't do it after Nick Saban, and you had just been so successful at Clemson, you decided, you know what, I'm still young, I've won a few national titles at Clemson, I can go to Alabama and finish my career kind of back where it started. He's a sentimental guy. You know, he's
But I think that works against your argument. Because, like Michael Felder said, this is his baby. He built this thing. You don't think he's sentimental about Clemson, about the program that he built?
Yeah, but, you know, fans will begin to expect a lot. Fans will begin to expect you to – listen.
You want to talk about fan pressure. Let him go to Alabama.
But it happens at every school. And if he keeps winning at Clemson, it'll eventually happen again. I don't think he leaves. I think he's going to retire at Clemson. But the bigger point being there are enough reasons out there to go to Alabama if you wanted to.
It's like when you take over Georgia Southern on NCAA football and you build them into a national title contender. You got that recruiting train rolling. And it makes you so sad. Like you get an offer from a Clemson and you might want to go, but you built this program. This program's your baby. You can't abandon Georgia Southern now.
Yeah, I always abandoned Georgia Southern for Clemson. Always. Twice on Sunday. So, again, I don't think, that Sweeney's going to leave anytime soon, and I definitely do not think he'll be the guy that follows up Nick Saban. But he's young enough to potentially be the guy that follows the guy, and that's all you need. That's all you need. You need the buffer between you and Nick Saban. Because if you have that, the comparisons between you and Saban begin to cease to exist in a lot of respects until you start doing well. Because the comparisons will be between you and the Joe Schmo from Okemo who couldn't get it done in between you and Nick Saban. I don't know who the next coach will be at Alabama. Quite frankly, I don't think Nick Saban's going to coach all that much longer. I don't know if that's breaking news to anybody. I'm not sure Saban's got 4 more years in him. But, I mean, could they go to a Kirby Smart, try to bring him in,
well,
Jim McElwain?
This is what's interesting about that situation.
Jimbo Fisher?
When you think about Alabama, they've had such turnover with their coaching staff that you have no idea who they may go with next. At Clemson, if Dabo Swinney leaves, you have a number of candidates on the inside that you can turn to and that are familiar with the program, and you can keep that train rolling. It's such a weird dynamic.
Who would you give it to?
About it.
If I said Lowell Dabo's got a hangnail, he can't coach anymore at Clemson, who you got?
I think you've got to ask Brent Venables first, if he would like to be a head coach. If he does not want to be a head coach, I'm going with Tony Elliott, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff Scott. You're third on the list. I tend to would. I personally, if I'm D-Rad, Dan Radakovich, I get to make the decision. I extend it to Brent Venables out of courtesy.
I think you've got to. I think you have to do that.
In a hope that he'll go, and then I go with Tony Elliott. Or I go to Brent Venables with, hey, Brent, Dabo's stepping away.
We're going to pay you like a head coach, but to be a defensive coordinator.
We want you to be here, but we really feel like Tony Elliott's the face that we need in front.
And not that I don't think Jeff Scott could be a good head coach. I think he's got a lot of the same qualities that Dabo Swinney does. I just think Tony Elliott he just feels like a head coach to me.
Yeah. I think Jeff Scott would be perfectly content being the offensive coordinator.
Be the sole offense coordinator.
Under his old stretch partner, Tony Elliott. And that could ultimately be the next thing. The problem they got is the guy in front of him is only, 46 maybe?
Yeah.
How old's Sweeney, 46?
Right.
Yeah, he's kind of young.
In comparison to a lot of coaches, this coaching staff is full of babies.
Oh, they're young. They're young. Even Venables, who's got tons of experience, is only 46.
They're babies in the coaching world.
Tons of experience. Venables won his first championship back with Oklahoma in 2000, 2001, 17 years ago. He's like 29 or 30. Yeah, they're young, all right. 803-978-1832. And you know what that is for everybody else in the world of college football? It's kind of scary. Stay with us.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Do you need lodging for your next Tigers game? To get a real game day experience, skip the hotel and stay close to campus in one of Rent Like a Champion's comfortable vacation homes. You can call Rent Like a Champion, a Mark Cuban company featured on ABC Shark Tank at 855-BIG-GAME to set up your weekend lodging today.
Nissan of Sumter is offering incentives this month that will blow you away. How about the 2017 Nissan Rogue Sport? It's yours, just $159 a month, a 36-month lease, and $3,799 due at signing. Or drive home in an Altima. Right now, they're taking up to $7,000 off MSRP. Now is the time to buy. And remember, if you don't buy from Nissan of Sumter, you're paying too much. Check out their large inventory on Broad Street or anytime online. NissanSumterSC.com.
Win your trip to our 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival, hosted by Ryan Seacrest.
Let's go!
Over 20 of the greatest performers on the planet. September 22nd and 23rd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Listen to Win Your Trip.
Stay on top of today's pop culture. Ace and TJ Mornings and today's hit music all day on 104.7 WNOK.
Weeknight, 6 to 8 p.m., Fox Sports Radio and iHeart Radio, Clemson Sports Talk. FSU fan chiming in. Says, tell Lowell, don't get attached. The good coach will always break your heart. That comes to us from FSU fan. By the way, speaking of FSU, Safed Dean out on Twitter said, FSU canceled media availability. This is something we touched on earlier in the program. If you're just joining us, no Jimbo Fisher Tuesday. But on Wednesday and Thursday, no more players for the week. He also said FSU has only 3 players available to local media for the Alabama opener, none of which are named Derwin James or DeAndre Francois. Isn't that strange? Like, trying to figure out what happened at Florida State. They must be upset with somebody, some member of the media. Roger at RC Sports Car says Swanee Dabo ain't going nowhere. His wife is building a 23,000 square foot home here. Well, once those kids move out, she might think that's a little big and have to pack up and move and go somewhere else. Just keep that as their vacation home when the family gets back together. Yeah, I haven't seen this monstrosity that they're building, 23,000 square feet or whatever it is. Kind of hard to play up the, no, I'm just a small guy from Pelham, Alabama, when you're living in 23,000 square feet, making nearly $7 million a year. Boy, times are tough. Ooh-wee. It's a lot of pressure, though. A lot of pressure. But you know what, Lowell? I would love to have that pressure and live in 23,000 square feet and make $7 million a year. I eat pressure like candy.
Oh, well, shoot. You can. I can even crack under the pressure, and you can fire me and give me that big payout.
Right? 0-12. How did Clemson manage to go 0-12 off of the heels of a national championship? More on that at 7, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding. 803-978-1832. What do you think about FSU fans, the great coaches break your heart, Lowell?
I don't know where he's coming from on that, really, to be quite honest. I don't think Dabo's the heartbreaking type. I don't think he's a heartbreaker. So I think he's going to be around Clemson for a long time.
There you go. Lowell hanging out with us here on Clemson Sports Talk tonight. Lowell, interesting topic you dug up earlier, and you said to me, you said, Swanee, I got to tell you about this. It is which teams have consistently outperformed or underperformed. You said during the BCS era, correct, which goes back to 1998.
Yep.
So underperformed or overperformed. I tend to lean towards just gut feeling on this. The underperformance of Notre Dame seems like one that would be there for me. In terms of programs that have overperformed based on their expectations, I tend to lean towards, I will go with Georgia. Overperform Georgia, underperform Notre Dame.
This list is going to shock you, my friend.
Okay.
So, the teams that have underperformed the most, we'll start there.
That means the teams that have performed worse than expected.
Right. Here's the bottom 3, however you want to say it.
In fairness, these teams probably start near the top quite a bit.
Well, number 1 or last place, however you want to put it.
Since 1998.
Florida State.
That seems impossible.
They say, as weird as it sounds, the school that has dropped the most from its preseason AP ranking to its final spot in the yearly poll won 2 national titles during the years evaluated. Florida State was crowned the national champion in 1999 and 2013, but the Seminoles have dropped an average of 4.8 spots annually in the AP poll from preseason to postseason in the last 19 seasons.
Would that mean they are the most overhyped team in the past 20 years, Florida State? I mean, is that the way I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
It's not that surprising when you think about it, because it does. They had the years in the mid-2000s where they were always ranked in the top 5 to start, and then they always finished the year unranked.
Yeah, that's a good point. The year like Wake Forest won the conference, things like that. Sure.
Here, the Seminoles preseason ranking has worsened in 14 of the last 19 years. In 2002, they started number 3. They finished number 21. 2011, they started number 6. They finished number 23. 2006, they started number 11. Finished the year unranked.
That's a good point. Because they've started high and they haven't always finished strong. Okay, maybe there's more, not validity to it, but certainly I can see that now. I tend to lean towards Notre Dame on these things, but okay, go ahead. Who else?
Number 2 on the list, Nebraska. It says they haven't been ranked in the last 4 final AP top 25 polls.
Wow.
In the 3 seasons, 2000.
Could we blame it all on Bo Pelini?
I like Bo. I like Bo Pelini.
I like Faux Pelini.
I do like Faux Pelini. He's really funny. In the 3 seasons, 2010 to 2012, before that, they finished number 25, number 24, and number 20, respectively, which shows the decline of Nebraska football from its peak in the 1980s and 90s. Tom Osborne, the former Nebraska coach who won 2 consensus national championships and split a 3rd title with Michigan during his tenure from 73 to 97, coached his final season the year before the BCS era began.
Okay. That hard for me to believe, but I haven't really considered Nebraska a big player in a while anyway because of a lot of that, I guess.
Number 3 on the list is Tennessee.
I can see that. They typically have fallen off for a while.
And I'll just kind of run down the rest of the list here for you.
Yeah.
Number 4 is one of the teams you said overperformed, Georgia.
Wow. Underperformed.
Number 5 is Florida. Number 6, LSU. Number 7, Oklahoma. Number 8, Michigan. Number 9, Texas. Number 10, UCLA.
Can I stop you real quick and just make a observation? These are teams that are traditionally at or near the top.
Yep.
There's not a lot of room for them to go up at the start of the year. So they can never really make up for the consequence. And maybe that's where I was missing when I was thinking. They can never really make – like Florida State, the year that you said they started like 6th and finished 21st, that's 15 spots. If they start 5th every year, the only way to ever make up for that loss is to never drop off again and always move up. And that's just not realistic. So maybe that's why Notre Dame is not here, and maybe that's why Georgia is here when I don't expect them to be there. Because maybe I was thinking about this the wrong way. But
that's fair. But you also have to realize they had some really bad years in there. Like years where they're top 5 and they don't finish the season ranked.
Well, but I should have thought, when I talked about the schools that overperformed, I should have thought of teams that aren't typically listed in the top 25 that have fought their way in. Boise State was one that came to my mind.
Would you like to roll over the overperform?
Sure, go for it.
Or do you want to hold on to it? You want to go with it?
Roll through it. We got the College Sports Corner. Roll through the overperformance.
Number 1, overperform.
I thought about them.
Boise State.
I thought about them.
Number 2, Utah. Number 3, TCU. Number 4, Missouri.
Yeah.
Number 5, Stanford. Number 6, Cincinnati. Number 7, Oregon. Number 8, Iowa. Number 9, Washington State. And number 10, Boston College.
There you go. The only ACC school, because the ACC is the creme of the creme de la creme in terms of conferences, apparently. So it's tough to overperform in a tough conference. Isn't that what they would say? Isn't that how you sell that? Missouri's in there, only one SEC school. Most of these schools are from out west where they play that weak West Coast ball. By the way, FSU fan says, "Hey, Lowell, how about a guy like Bob Stoops? Big name break your heart."
Didn't break my heart.
I didn't break my heart. College Sports Corner brought to you by Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac when we return here on the show that shakes the Southland.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Hey, what's up? This is Ben from Breaking Benjamin, and this is iHeart Radio. Keep the music coming.
Open up the free iHeart Radio app right now and type in your favorite artist name to make a custom station based on all their biggest hits.
Free! At this point, I use the iHeart Radio app every day.
All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Download our free iHeart Radio app or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com. Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad, you're the best father ever." I was like, "What makes you say that, son?" He said, "When I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore." Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916. Outside is fun again.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat and Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat and Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Lawton Swan here, and I know in sports we're always talking about the big guy. Well, let me tell you, when you're buying a car, you don't need that. What you need to do is head down to Orangeburg to my good friends at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. 4 generations of family-owned business right there at Ferry Chevrolet. No dock fees, no tricks, straightforward pricing in a low-pressure environment you'll love. Check them out online, ferrychevrolet.com, or call them 803-536-1600. It's Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac, just a short 30-minute drive off of exit 145A in Orangeburg.
From Two Men and a Truck Movers Who Care, overnight tonight the skies will clear out and the temperatures will drop down into the 60s, upper 60s at that. Tomorrow, sunny, highs low to mid 80s. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
Uh-oh, Mom! Oh no, what happened? Captain America went down the hole. Great, I'll just call
1-800-Plumbing and let the experts do the rest.
Every child is born with talents, hopes, and dreams, but poverty will steal those dreams. You can help a child find hope when you become their sponsor with Compassion International. Give a child a chance to dream again. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk, your iHeart Radio home for the Clemson Tigers, winners of the 2017 National Championship game.
Kane is in the building.
Weeknights, 6 to 8 p.m., Fox Sports Radio, iHeart Radio podcast, available iPhone, Android devices. I suggest Overcast for iPhone, Podcast Addict for Android. If you got Google Home, if you've got Amazon Echo, we're available there, not only to listen live between 6 and 8 by simply saying listen to Fox Sports Radio 1400, but to catch those podcasts, or you can watch the show. You can watch it on your TV if you got a Roku or an Apple TV and YouTube. It'd probably be quicker to tell you ways you can't watch the show. Like you can't watch it on a microwave. You can't watch it on a refrigerator. And I'm aware of. There may be some refrigerators out there you can watch it on, so maybe I should just... There are no microwaves. I don't think... Lowell, have you seen a microwave yet with a TV or a way to watch anything on it yet? I have seen refrigerators like that.
Well, it sounds like something we need to get on. We need to get on this, get a patent.
Is that right?
Start getting the money rolling in.
The micro TV? Is that what? So you can watch like 30-second snip. Oh, now that's genius. How about this? A microwave that only plays commercials. So when you go over and you hit 30 seconds, it plays you a 30-second commercial while you wait. It's a free microwave. We partner with, wait for it, we partner with like major advertisers. You give the microwave away. The only caveat is, like, so when you got to make popcorn, you got 3 minutes of ads that run. And Orville Redenbacher just happens to be one of those ads. Dude, I'm retired. I'm done. My work is done here. Lowell, you can have the show. I'm out. The Micro TV by L Swan Media. Changing the way you have commercials pop into your life. How about that? I love it. All right, so all seriousness. College Sports Corner here. Lowell, can we dive right on into that?
All right, let's do it, and hopefully we will not freeze up here when I try to press the button.
Yeah. You or the machinery? That's the question.
Yes, the answer is yes.
As we head into the College Sports Corner.
Clemson Sports Talk presents the College Sports Corner, brought to you by Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. Just a short drive down I-26 at exit 145A in Orangeburg. Now, CST reporter Lawton Swan.
All right, well, College Sports Corner, Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac down in Orangeburg. Lowell, the producer expert here, has the topics in hermetically sealed envelopes in preparation for tonight's program. Lowell, I am ready for topic 1.
Okay, I feel like we almost have to start here with this topic because yesterday we discussed one former Baylor head coach, Art Browse, taking a job with the Canadian Football League.
And I triumphantly predicted
the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
He would be let go by Thursday.
You said he would be let go by Thursday. He did not make it until 9:30 last night because when I got home, pretty much as soon as I got home, you texted me and said Art Briles is out. And I looked it up, and the news is confirmed that after taking harsh criticism from sponsors and from people around the league, Art Briles is no longer being hired by the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
No, listen, I'm not surprised. The biggest surprise was that I had not even had time to finish my sub before it happened. I thought at least he would get there and the pressure would mount. But you mentioned, I think it was Barry's, I believe was the name of the jeweler that stepped away and said they were disappointed. That's typically the sign that things are going to not end well for you. When the advertisers start walking away, that's when you know.
Now, do you worry if you are Scott Mitchell, the CEO of the Hamilton Tiger Cats? Because you remember his statement, the statement that he made when he came out and said, after talking to dozens of people we trust, people we admire, that Art Briles is a good man that was caught in a very bad situation. That was his statement. How are you feeling right now if you were Scott Mitchell after making that statement?
Yeah, not smart. Not a good one. Not a good statement to make at all. He was caught in this bad situation because he put himself
that he created.
Right. Man, I was just in here robbing this jewelry store. I have put myself in a bad.
Was it Barry's?
Yeah.
Was it Barry's?
Yeah, I got caught in a bad situation. I'm sure that's what Barry's thinks when there's somebody robbing them. Boy, they just got caught in a bad situation. I remember when I was a kid, there was a show, the Muppets had a movie. I think it was like The Great Muppet Caper or whatever. And the guys are looking down at the jewelry thieves, and the lady says, "Just wait, we're gonna catch them red-handed." And the one guy, he's kind of the goofy drummer's like, "What color are their hands now?" So anyway, that's what I remember. Lowell, next topic.
Well, from one Baylor coach to another, Matt Rule, new head coach at Baylor, has suspended 2 players over incidents over the summer. There were no details about it, other than senior safety Tayon Sells and left tackle Mo Porter will sit out the first half of Saturday's season home opener against Liberty. But already seems like he's bringing more discipline than Art Briles ever did.
Well, I like Matt Rule. I think he's going to be pretty successful there. I think the biggest hurdle he's going to have is the stigma that continues to surround that program. I mean, that's something that turpentine doesn't wash off when you have a coach that was as rogue as Art Briles. I don't care how many games he won. I don't care how flashy and cool his program seemed. That's tough to wash off. Next topic.
Well, this is a little bit of a sad, well, not a little bit. This is a sad situation coming out of Stetson University. As a sophomore defensive back, Nicholas Adam Blakely collapsed and died during a football practice on Monday evening. University officials said he was on the sideline when he said he was not feeling well. He then collapsed, was taken to a Florida hospital where he died.
There's nothing you can say about that. That's good. It's sad. We've seen it far too often. We've seen it with guys like Gaines Adams. I mean, and unfortunately, and this is the tough part when anything like this happens, is I have to be honest with fans and say if you attend enough football games, if you attend enough football practices, you are probably going to see this at some point. And it's unfortunate. I hate it. Thoughts and prayers to the family and the team. But that's just one of the new kind of, I don't want to call it an aspect of football, but there's a lot of recognition. I can only imagine it's probably a hard issue. I'm just speculating. But it's an unfortunate part of sports now. And I think because things are covered more broadly, more people know about these things. Not saying they were brushed under the rug back in the day, but it was the information wasn't as readily available. We're back in 3. Have you been thinking about sprucing up your yard, debating between pine straw or mulch? Call my friends at Carolina Turfgrass to get your yard looking as great as mine right now. I chose to go with pine straw this year, and it looks incredible. Carolina Turfgrass is conveniently located at 5400 Augusta Road in Lexington, and if you need your order delivered, they can take care of that too. In addition, Carolina Turfgrass carries a wide variety of turfs, including Centipede and Bermuda. For unmatched quality and service, call Carolina Turfgrass, 446-6525. Look for Carolina Turfgrass on Highway 1 in Lexington.
Attention, anyone who's suffering from lower back pain. Right now, HealthSource is offering our listeners an absolutely free back pain consultation on a first-come, first-served basis by calling 803-218-9047. Our doctors can find the root cause of your lower back pain and show you how to get well fast and stay well longer. No more pain. No more feeling worn out. Essentially, no more not feeling like yourself. Call 803-218-9047.
Do you want a pharmacy that treats you like a person and not just a number? Then let Craig and Lori at Southlake Drug show you what a pharmacy should be. Fast, friendly, and professional. Southlake Drug can transfer your prescriptions and take the hassle out of getting your medicine and getting you on your way. Southlake Drug takes all major insurance programs, including Medicare, Medicaid, and state employees, and they provide immunization services, including flu shots with no wait and no appointment. Southlake Drug, 1856 Southlake Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center, 399-7701 or southlakedrug.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules. Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show now at 978-1832 or text 803-450-0086.
What have you done for me lately? It's a fair question. Just don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Don't forget history. Lucky for us at Clemson, the answer to the questions, what have you done for me lately, and what have you done always, are the same. We win.
Thank you to Matt Dowell at the Matt Dowell. Thank you to Michael Felder at In the Bleachers.
Hang on, I think we need to put some emphasis on that. Like the Ohio State.
At the Matt Dowell. He'll be in studio on Thursday with the producer extraordinaire, Lowell the producer. You ever thought about just going with the Lowell?
The Lowell. It doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
Is it taken?
I doubt it. I seriously doubt that's taken.
You should just be the Lowell.
What a weird Twitter handle that would be.
What? At the Lowell. Lowell. Let's see. He's at the Lowell. It's taken.
How is that taken? Who took that?
The Lowell is published by the journalism classes of Lowell High School. 1101 Eucalyptus Drive, San Francisco, California.
Wow.
The Lowell.
What?
You can't even get that.
I can get the real Lowell.
I bet you can't. I bet the real Lowell is also taken.
It sure is. Holy cow.
At the real Lowell. Mike Lowell.
Tattoo artist, political critic, playboy, philanthropist. It sounds like me.
He's got 4 followers. 2 tweets, 4 followers.
He just joined, though. Just joined this month. I missed the boat.
You had this huge window, this huge opportunity to be the real Lowell, and you let it slip between your fingers. You know,
he definitely looks like a playboy, by the way. Look at his picture.
All right, the real Lawton. Dang it. The real Lawton is taken.
That one's absolutely taken.
Republican and political enthusiast.
Sounds like you.
America is too great for small dreams.
Sounds like you.
Quote from Ronald Reagan. He has 6 followers and 13 tweets. These guys just joined the ball game? What in the world is going on? That's incredible. How about the real Swanee? Taken. I like to have good times. Delusions of grandeur. The real Swanee. Now, this is kind of interesting. I know it seems kind of weird to do this, but people's little Twitter, what do you call it? Their little quotes about who they are, quite interesting.
Mine's kind of boring. Mine's just kind of there.
The real Sweeney. An unknown era has occurred. Okay. Not worried about that one anymore. That's great. The real lull. Just the lull is taken. Matt Dowell. Again, Thursday in studio with Lowell, the producer. Lowell, you excited about me being away for a day? It happens once a year, typically. Maybe twice if you're lucky.
I'm just happy I don't have to see you for a day.
Well, I'm sure that's a fact. Let's see. Davey D chimed in earlier and said, I guess my question of what was so wrong with the Georgia Dome's legit. Yeah. Again, every time I'd go to the Georgia Dome, I'm looking at it going, even when it was on TV, right? For Atlanta Falcons games, didn't you look at it, Lowell, and go, this place looks great. Why are they tearing it down? I mean, it just looked perfect. It's pretty incredible how much money major cities put into these new venues. And I know it helps that you get to host these mega games like the Alabama-Florida State game, the Tennessee-Georgia Tech game, the SEC Championship game, the Peach Bowl, the National Championship. I mean, good gracious. Ton of games hosted there, but still. It's just one of those things where it's like, man, incredible how, I don't want to say quickly, the cities get rid of these things, because 20 years is, it's not a short amount of time, but in the fact that most people, when they buy a house, they get a 30-year mortgage, and these venues are bought, used, and sold in 20 years and destroyed in 20 years is pretty incredible. Pretty insane. Like, can you imagine if in 20 years they're tearing down Jerry's World? They probably will be. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds right now when they paid X amount of $1 billion or whatever? What was the price tag on Jerry's World? Was it like $1.5 billion? I want to say. That's just me guessing. I think it was $1.5 billion.
1.3.
1.3 billion? Yeah. 1.3 billion. 20 years later, what's 1.3 billion divided by 20? Is that 56 million a year, roughly? Come on, Lowell, give me that.
Sure.
Seriously? Where's my math man when I need him? I need 1.3 billion divided by 20. What's that number look like?
65 million.
So basically $65 million a year if they tear that thing down in 20 years. And they go, oh, this place is old. It costs you $65 million a year. I'll let you get down to how much that is a month and a day and an hour and a minute.
Yeah, and you can just go local. At some point, Clemson's facilities are going to be outdated. You're going to have to build new ones.
What do you mean, like? What are you saying?
Like, you're going to have to, at some point, you're going to have to improve or completely build new facilities because they ain't getting it done anymore. It's just the arms race in college football.
So what you're saying is the new $55 million complex.
Some point.
Got to go.
Got to go. Got to build a $100 million one now.
You got to tear that other one down. Can't just give it to another.
Nope. Got to go.
Group of people. See, I like the build and move kind of prospect of things. Like Jervy's got to go. That's old and outdated and worn down. That's the next. That's got to go. Little John Coliseum should have gone. Should have been gone. There's no reason that that's not a brand new facility.
You're such a hater of the new Little John.
I'm just a realist that again, making that one look, listen, Lowell, I love my house. It's a pretty nice house. But believe me, painting it and pressure washing it and putting new carpets in is not changing my house. It changed it a little bit, but it's still the same old house. That's my point. I still can't believe that in 20 years, Jerry's World will have cost $65 million a year. We need something new. Tear it down. And then the other thing, they build them right beside the old one. Like build it right beside. It's like Dabo Swinney going and building a 46,000 square foot house beside his 23,000 square foot house because there's just not enough room. I can't breathe in this place.
Can you imagine having to clean that? Like, I'm sure you.
Oh,
you
yeah, I'm sure Dabo and Kathleen are doing a lot of cleaning these days.
I don't know. I see. I'm paranoid. I don't think I would trust cleaners in my house.
Do you see Dabo grabbing the vacuum, the Shark or whatever those vacuums are I see on my TV on Saturday? Come on.
I can see it like in the off season when maybe it's like a dead period in recruiting and there's not a lot for him to do. He's like, he's just so active. He's got to do something. Let me go get the vacuum and go clean up the 20 rooms in my house.
I'll tell you what. The next time you go up to Clemson to do some interviews, when they say, does anybody have any final questions?
Dabo, do you vacuum the rooms in your house?
Any concern of that 23,000 square foot house and the vacuum cleaner? You have more than one vacuum, Coach? For Lowell, the
Probably
producer.
has a vacuum in each room.
That's great. For Lowell, the producer, one in each room. He's probably got a central vacuum. That's right. He's Lowell, the producer. I'm Lowell Swan. As always, y'all take care now. And go Tigers!
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Swim in their sparkling indoor and outdoor pools, relax in their hot tubs, try out the Adventure Oasis pool with adult-sized water slide, or just float down the 250-foot lazy river. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan. With quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
Get to Nissan of Orangeburg, where this month's featured unbeatable deals include $99 a month on a new 2017 Nissan Versa, or how about $3,000 off MSRP on a 2017 Nissan Sentra. Plus, Nissan of Orangeburg will honor